Welcome back to the channel, guys and girls, or welcome to the channel if you're new. In this video we're doing some Fortnite OG. It is Season 4. This is just after the live event, or the rocket event. So as you can see, we still have some of the greatest hits quests for B-side and the original up at the top. So let's get into it. So as per usual, we have a scenic view for dropping in, just to give a nice, calm, pleasant viewing before we get into the rampage. So as we start off, we do end up dropping in over here at Salty, and it seems like we get lucky with some items right off the bat here. We noticed that there were some people dropping in, and then we noticed there was one guy landing over here on this island. We did decide to go in the back because he's already going for the front door. Not quite sure if this was a real guy because the way he was acting, it seemed like it wasn't real. But then again, he wasn't stupid enough to walk towards that whenever I threw it. And this one here, it was just as he was coming out I threw it, so I don't think he could have seen it if it was a real player. But I'll leave that up to you to figure out whether you think it was a real guy or not. So as we make our way back over to Salty, we do find a special item here. Wouldn't normally think it would be in a regular chest, but we did find a legendary scar off this little dock. Then we start rushing into Salty right away. So as we come in to this zone over here, there was two people fighting in this direction, and I was gonna fire at them, and then I realized that there was a second person over there, so I wanted to leave them alone. And then I realized there was a person at this house over here, and he was constantly firing at this one-on-one battle over here. So I did want to interrupt him from doing so. As you see, pulled back, but I think he was just reloading at this time. So we did focus on him, kind of want to finish him off so that he wouldn't be able to interrupt their battles over here. So I had no clue there was a guy in this direction when I was focusing on the mountain. But this guy obviously knew I was there. So we do have a quest for the grenade launcher, and we're trying to get it, but this guy ended up smacking us. So we did put a double trap here, so we put the bounce pad, just so that he would think all it was a bounce pad on both walls. But he did not end up going that direction. As you can see, the storm's already pushing in, and he's going to avoid that area. So this is all pretty much uncut right here, just because it was so hectic. There was a lot going on. We have enough mats to maintain, for now anyway. I wish I had some kind of traps or something at this point, but we did not stop and look. We were more worried about trying to find out where all 4 players were, and healing up the rest of the way. So we did notice the guy going at the lodge here. We kind of kept an eye on him too to make sure he was still heading that direction. As you can see, he was at the camper or the RV heading into the lodge at this point. And after healing up, we headed down and noticed there was a legendary rocket launcher or a guided rocket launcher. So we decided to use this item to try and poke out at the guy at the lodge here. Wasn't quite sure if this was a real player or not. So we can hear him as we get closer, and we tried getting inside the door there, but we did detonate against the door frame. Go for a second launch here. We know kind of what vicinity this guy's in. As you can see, the wall and roof are gone now. And luckily, he was just making his way around the corner. I don't think NPCs have no names listed, so I don't think Anonymous can be an NPC. I'm not quite sure though. So I'm thinking that was a real player. I did want to check out what this little rift was. If you haven't liked and subscribed and still watching the content and do like it, I would appreciate if you could like and subscribe now. Helps out a lot, doesn't cost anything, and it is greatly appreciated. Got a nasty quick scopes headshot here. And this is leading towards the end of the video in this section here, so thanks again. So there was a guy just under there, and we're heading over to the supply drop when we noticed somebody else was sitting here. So I decided to tier onto his builds because of that person that was behind us. I was trying to drop some nades on him, but as you can see, the person behind us actually shot me down. So we do get smoked pretty quickly here. We miss all of our shots, and this guy landed all of his. And then we made a friend at the end here. I always like trying to do this. It just seems more wholesome. You can only do this in Fortnite, I believe. But that is going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you do stick around to watch it. But thanks again. Stay safe. Stay positive. Have an amazing day. I was trying to just keep 2 minis, but he ended up picking them up already anyways, and I wanted to stay nice. But thanks again.